Hello, and welcome to today's Nebraska 4-H Advancement Level Program live webinar. Feel free to ask questions in the chat. I will monitor them as best as I can. Otherwise, the recording for this webinar will be on our Nebraska Equine Webinar Series website. For those of you that weren't able to get on, the recording will be housed there to see if you can watch it, and if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to me, Grace Kim, at grace.kim@unl.edu. The Nebraska 4-H Advancement Level Program has been around for many years. The focus of it is that it provides youth these opportunities to grow with their project horse. So the advancement levels consist of 4 riding levels that have been established for many years, but then also in the recent years we've added what we call 3 in-hand levels. These levels are specifically for youth that do not plan to ride, and we'll go a little bit more in depth in regards to the 4 riding levels and then the 3 riding levels also. So with the advancement levels, these help youth progress through different skills that teach self-discipline, patience, responsibility, and pride of accomplishments through the various aspects that they are asked to do to complete at each level. In order for youth to participate in this program, they must be enrolled in the Nebraska 4-H Horse Project of that current year in order to be considered eligible in this program. We also note that in 4-H, we know a lot of youth may share horses, whether it's between siblings or between family members and whatnot. So I did want to note that we added this, it's also in our rule book, what we call riding double, a project horse that is shared by a joint family and or one non-family member must share the horse's responsibilities equally. So hopefully they are both enrolled in the same county in the 4-H program, but then also when they also ID a horse, they should complete an ID sheet per youth if they are both assuming that this horse would be their project horse for the 4-H year. So it is so youth are eligible that share horses to still complete this program. A little bit of in-depth about the various programs would be levels 1 and in-hand level 1. They are asked to do a written demonstration a written exam along with a skills test. And then level 2, same 3 aspects, but then also we ask a written report along with a feed chart. All feed charts, there is a template if youth don't know where to start or what we're asking for in these feed charts. Listed are below. You'll see in regards to the demonstrations, written reports, feed charts. On our webpage, we do provide recommendations and also templates for youth so they can get started and get a feel for what they would like to do in those various areas. That's also similar in regards to level 3 and level 3 in hand. We ask the same things, but then we ask for a healthcare paper on top of that. So we do in these on our website, which does get updated quite frequently whenever we do have changes, where they should start, how they should start, some outlines and guidelines in regards to some of these aspects in each of the levels. And then level 4 is a little bit less work, but requires more of the skills portion. They are just asked to do demonstration and then another written report and a skills test. Specifically, why many youth would like to complete a level in the advancement level program would have to be, especially at the 4-H horse state level, in order to compete at the state horse show, we do require completions of advancement levels. certain classes at the state horse show require a completion of a certain level. So for example, a level 1 advancement level class would be those in-hand classes such as halter, and showmanship. So in order, if you would like to compete in halter or showmanship, you would need to complete that advancement level 1 or even the advancement level 1 in hand. In regards to advancement level 2, for example, some of the classes at the state show would be considered Western pleasure, Western horsemanship, hunter under saddle, hunt seat equitation. So if youth are planning or wanting to ride at the state level in those various classes, they do need to complete advancement level 2. And when you're going through this program, you need to go through the progression. So you need to fully complete advancement level 1 prior to moving on to advancement level 2 for completion. And lastly, we do have a few level 3 and level 4 classes at the state fair, and in any of the advancement levels in which you sign up for, or you finish, and then signing up for the state horse show, you really do need to have them fully completed prior to the deadline. So this year for state horse show deadlines, that would be considered June 1st. And specifically, with the skills portions of each of the levels, certified examiners are required to test the skills portion. They have gone through the training and the testing to know what to look out for, to note safety hazards, or note if this youth would be safe enough to compete with other youth and animals in the same arena. I did provide a list, our list, same on the advancement level webpage, but we do have a list of the level 1 and 2 examiners in the various parts of the state, along with 3 and 4 examiners. Getting down to the nitty-gritty of those different aspects that we ask in each of the advancement levels. So demonstrations and written reports. Topics can be any horse topics that are equivalent for that advancement level. So I will give an example for advancement level 1. Some youth do a lot of grooming demonstrations or breed demonstrations, but leaders and other extension personnel can help youth pick or create new horse topics that are equivalent for that advancement level. We do know that some youth are considered individual youth or independent from a club. So demonstrations can obviously be given to their 4-H club, or if they are independent, they have the option to schedule with their local county office and present to an extension personnel or even an examiner. We definitely recommend reaching out to your local county office in regards to going this route. And along with written reports can be signed off by 4-H leaders, extension personnel, or examiners. We do provide the topics of study along with the advancement level manual provides helpful information for studying and learning in various topics for the horse program. And I will like to note that it is not required that a youth passes one advancement level a year. If it takes longer, it takes longer. If they are very passionate in reaching to advancement level 2 and they want to get both done, as long as they do it after they fully finish level 1 and then go to level 2, it has been seen that youth do complete both levels within one 4-H project year. In regards to the skills test and written examination, all skills tests, the maneuvers that are asked of youth are provided on that advancement level webpage, on that study guide, and what is asked of them, and what examiners or the certified examiners will ask them during the skills test, and then can only be signed off by that certified examiner. It has been asked that, say someone passes I don't know, 10 of the, or 8 of the 10 maneuvers in the skills test. If they do it on the same horse and they would like to come back and just try and pass the one section in the skills test, that is acceptable. Otherwise, if a youth did not pass that skills portion but then comes back with a different horse, they must complete the entire skills test with this new project horse that they are bringing. And then for those leaders and parents and clubs, written exams, they are provided by your local county office, as they do have the most updated exams, as they do get updated every few years. So please reach out to your local county office to get the best way to access those written exams. We do know that leaders can grade them, and as long as youth pass with an 80%, they can sign off on those written exams. We do encourage all leaders that if a youth does not pass the first time, which is typical, that to allow them to wait, a few days to study and work through some of those topics that they may not have understood on the exam, rather than just giving them a different version of the exam right away. We want to take the opportunity for them to work towards completion and understanding the topics and materials asked of them in the written exam. Okay, so we do have a little bit of those in-hand advancement levels. Many of you may not know about these in-hand advancement levels, but they have become more popular, especially on the state level. We have in-hand trail, so those miniature horse classes. We have miniature halter. So the biggest difference is, one of the biggest questions we typically get is that, oh, if my youth has completed advancement level 1, do they have to complete both advancement level 1 and in-hand level 1 before moving to the next level? No. So if, say, a youth has completed advancement level 1, the writing portion, but then would like to only compete in in-hand trail at state, and they don't plan on competing in any writing classes, then they can go for or reach or complete the level 2 in-hand and level 3 in-hand. But if a youth has completed, say, all level 1, 2, and 3 in-hand advancement levels, those are not comparable to the writing in-hand advancement level test. So if a youth decides they would like to ride, and your county has a restriction in which you need to be advancement level 2 in order to ride in certain classes, a youth would have to go back and start at level 1 riding, and then also level 2 riding. If they want to stay in hand, they totally can. So this means that if a youth has completed a writing advancement level, they do not have to also do the in-hand to complete the in-hand classes. In-hand level 3 is required for miniatures, youth with miniatures wanting to compete in the in-hand trail at the state horse show. So if many youth are advancement level 2 and they just want to do this miniature in-hand, they can do in-hand level 3. There's not a big difference between the writing and the in-hand advancement levels, other than when it comes to the skills portion. Only because the writing in-hand advancement, or the in-hand advancement levels, all mostly focus on the ground and maneuvering your horse with different skills. And then the riding portion, the reason we say that riding to in-hand is interchangeable but not in-hand to riding is because sections of the skills test for the riding advancement levels cover some of those groundwork and training aspects on the skills portion. This is an example of what we call a record sheet. So each time a youth completes any of the skills within a level, so this is for level 1, this sheet can also be found on the website. It asks the topic of demonstration, the date the demonstration was given, along with the leader's signature or county extension personnel or examiner. We definitely encourage all youth and families to keep copies of their records and then hand them in once fully completed into their local county office. In regards to acknowledging these youth that have completed all of these levels, your local county office we give them the autonomy to figure out how they would like to hand out the certificates. So please contact your local county office to know how youth are recognized once they pass an advancement level. But on a state level, we do acknowledge youth that have passed advancement level 4 at the state horse show. So we typically ask county offices prior to the state horse show, so by July 1st, the names of the youth that have completed advancement level 4, and we highly encourage, and we email, but we highly encourage all those youth to come out to the state horse show on the following day to get recognized for their accomplishments, as level 4 is a large achievement in the skills, demonstrations, written exams, all of it going through the entire program and finishing it. Last but not least, these are the resources for the advancement level program. The website houses most of the materials, such as online study courses, the requirements, and the materials for each advancement level, including the in-hand. And then lastly, also the certified examiner list for you to find certified examiners in the area. We do not encourage, nor is it allowed, that trainers or parents grade or examine youth on their own skills test due to unknown bias when testing a youth in that vicinity. Are there any questions today? Feel free to write them in the chat, or we can definitely answer any questions. My email is grace.kim@unl.edu. Otherwise, your local county office should help answer any questions regarding to the advancement level program in your area. Thank you, guys.